Hello everybody and welcome to a new episode of Pokemon Ruby Nuzlocke Challenge. In the last episode I started my adventure, almost losing it to a critical hit, and recruited some decent Pokemon. In this episode I'll cover more of Hoenn and try to make it to the first gym. Also I wanted to note that in between episodes I trained Zagzig and the Postman to a respectable level. That way I don't have to rely on Mudkip anymore. Right here we have our first trainer battle. The trainer only has a Zigzagoon, so it's pretty simple. In the future I will try to avoid non-story trainer battles or cut them completely, unless they have a unique Pokemon or something funny happens. In Route 102 you can find quite a diverse pool of Pokemon here. There is a Poochyena, a Zigzagoon, a Wurmple, a Lotad for the Sapphire version, a Seedot for Ruby, a Surskit, and a Ralts. In Route 102, I plan to skip an encounter here so I can come back and increase my chances in getting a Pokemon I want. As you can see, I'm doing a terrible job doing so. I am grateful that the encounter I found ended up just being a Zigzagoon. The strategy is to catch other possible Pokemon found in this route during the journey. When I come back, I can invoke the species clause of the Nuzlocke to rule them out, and so I can get the one I want. Right here we have another trainer battle. The trainer only has 2 Wurmples and it's fairly easy. I wanted to make a note in this battle is that, as you can see, after defeating the first one, I was not given an option to switch Pokemon. The reason is that in the options menu, I chose the battle style set. Doing so increases the difficulty of the game, and in my opinion makes it more fair, since in Wi-Fi battles you're not given such a luxury. Also, I wanted to point out of the continuing failure of Fenric performing Tackle. It is 95% accuracy, and yet I'm missing a lot. Clearly the RNG does not like me. Fenric grew to level 10 and learned Water Gun. I could finally stop using Tackle and using something stronger. Right here, I really did not want to have a random encounter, but I was forced to anyways. I ended up trying to make a run for it, but ended up getting an encounter anyways. Thankfully, it was another Zigzagoon, so hooray for me. Right here is the introduction of berries. Berries for the most part are held items that are meant to help heal HP and status inflictions based on the type of berry. The Oran berries heal HP and the Pecha berry heals poison. In this game you will not need as many status healing items as the game provides quite a plentiful amount. The berries have other uses, but I'll discuss that when it becomes relevant. A thing to note that if you want to avoid a trainer battle, you're supposed to wait for the trainer to not be in your line of sight and walk past them. If you run, they immediately spot you. In this case, the trainer was being random and spotted me anyways. She only had 2 Zigzagoons anyways. After that, we have reached Petalburg City. A quick heal, and now time to go see the gym leader. Thanks for the confidence, Dad. Norman sure gives a helping hand to children that are not his own. Right here we have a simple how to catch Pokemon tutorial. To be honest, it's pretty late in the game to teach a player how to do it. Interesting fact is that it is possible for Wally to feint the routes, but the game will continue as if he caught it. Also, it is possible for it to be a Shining, though the one you'll fight him in later battles will end up just being a regular Ralts. How come everyone could warp but me? The person we just met was Norman. In the anime, he's May's father, and in the manga, he's Ruby's. Norman and his family, aka the hero, are not of Hoenn, but in fact from Johto. I found that dialogue Norman just said interesting, since in the manga, Ruby was not into battling, but into Pokemon contests, and it was Norman who wanted to push him into battling. One reason the family moved to Hoenn on Ruby's 11th birthday was because Norman thought Ruby was old enough to live his life and let him enter contests. As seeing how this is the only region that has Pokemon contests, it shows how dedicated Norman can be. All the money in the world and he can only afford a Zigzagoon. I wonder if Game Freak was trying to teach a lesson in here. See how much easier it is without tackle. Welcome to the Petalburg Woods. In here you will find Pokemon we already encountered, except for one, which is Shroomish. Shroomish evolves into a unique grass fighting type. It's supposed to be physical, but since grass is special in Gen 3, it loses a lot of potential overall. In here you can find hidden items. In older generations there was no easy way in finding them. In some instances the patches of grass would hint you, but for the most part you had to guess. Going down there is only a quick detour that'll only get you a Pokeball for free. In the woods it leaves a very ominous music and it's very green. As you would expect from a bug catcher, he only had a bunch of Wurmples. Speaking of green, the other kid we talked to was Wally. He is supposed to be your rival who is traveling to get well from an illness. It's assumed it's asthma, as it's said that clean air will help him feel better. Very heroic, putting a kid in the line of danger. Right here we have a required battle with Team Magma, one of the stupid villainous groups of the Hoenn region. He uses a level 9 Poochyena. It's actually quite strong at this point. The only thing to watch out from him is him using Growl and Sand Attack to set up on you. Yeah, run! Go tell your boss what I did to you. What's to stop me from robbing you? A bribe? I guess that'll do. Yet another mess I gotta deal with. An organized crime syndicate and they can't even handle a child. Pokémon logic. Right here is our first encounter, and it's a Wurmple. This Pokemon is not useful. It can evolve into 2 Pokemon, which is determined by its personality number. It's a long and complicated explanation, so I will not cover that. I will only catch it as a means of being fodder. I called it Buggy just because it's a bug. I consider it a plunger because of its suction pads, but when it evolves, that name no longer sticks. Right here we have another trainer battle, except instead of a Wurmple, we have Nincada. It's a ground bug Pokemon that has high defense and low special defense. It's unique that it divides into 2 Pokemon when it evolves. I wonder what is the ruling on that if you catch it in a Nuzlocke challenge. On the left, I advise getting the item as it is an ether. Ethers are items that restore PP and is good for doing long labyrinths. Right here is Zigzag's pickup ability at work. I got a super potion for free. On the other side of Route 104, if you talk to the boy, he'll give you a TM. I could make an adult joke here, but kids might be watching. TMs are items that can teach Pokemon moves immediately. Prior to Gen 5, they were single use only. If you go to the flower shop, you'll need to talk to the girl on top. She gives you a Whalmer pail. The item is meant to water berries so you can mass produce them. Okay, with that, I will try to catch a new friend. I sped up right here because I kept encountering Pokemon I already caught. It took 10 encounters before getting something unique. I found some invisible items along the way. Okay, our first Pokemon that I can catch is a Tailo. This Pokemon is good in both speed and attack. It has below average defense, but is good against May's Trico. I will not need to worry about it anymore. I decided to call it Robin just because I thought it was fitting for a bird. Okay, with a bird in a hand and 2 in the bush, let's move on. Right here, the game can be really cheap. If you try to pass that girl right in front of you through walking, you'll end up running into the other girl on the right. What's worse is that after your battle with her, the other one will spot you as soon as the battle is over. I found it very jerkish that the game would do such a thing like that. we have here is an introduction to a new mechanic, the double battle. Starting in this generation, 2 Pokemon at a time from each trainer will battle it out. It appears to be a simple concept, but there is a lot to it. Usually these battles end fast, and for that reason, tournament use it as of this day. You'd be surprised at the different kinds of combinations and strategies you can run in them. In this case, the opponent is using grass types, except neither of them know any grass moves. The best way to handle most double battles is to gang up on the bigger threat so you can reduce the opponent's numbers. The only threat is C-Dot, as it knows Bide, which can double damage inflict on you. Okay, and with that we've reached Rustboro City. I think that's a good place to stop. Next time on Pokemon Ruby Nuzlocke Challenge, I'm gonna go challenge the gym and maybe solve a certain coward's problem. Until then, see you later. Bye!